All right. Hey, welcome back. This is, I think, the third episode on the second channel. I'd just like to share with you guys some of my thoughts on the Dyson situation. So, for those of you guys who don't know, probably you should follow me on Twitter at Lay Creatives because I talked about it a lot in the past few days. The Dyson, the vacuum cleaner company, is now making electric vehicles, which is what I talk about on my main channel in Singapore, which is where I live. In addition to that, I used to work for Dyson as an external consultant when I was still in my college. So this topic is very personal to me, and I really love that company. So if this video come across as someone who are passionate about the company and a little bit too biased, because I love that company. I love the engineering spirit of that company. So what happened in the last few days is that Dyson has announced that it's going to open its electric vehicle factory in Singapore. So this sentence is really packed in the sense that Dyson, the vacuum cleaner company, is now making electric vehicles, and on top of that, it's building its factory in Singapore. So why is this odd? First of all, it's a vacuum cleaner company and now making electric vehicles. And second of all, Singapore, for those of you guys who don't know, is one of the most expensive cities in the world, right on top of the chart. I think right after maybe London and New York. So this makes Dyson's decision to build its first electric vehicle factory in Singapore a really odd decision, but I'd like to unpack this decision for you. So the first question is, why is Dyson making electric vehicles? Let's look at Dyson's product for now. It has one of the world's best vacuum cleaners. It has one of the world's best hair dryers. It has one of the world's best bladeless fans. And at the center of the technology, at the core of the technology, is its electric motors. So that is the reason, that is, I think, the core reason why Dyson wanted to make electric vehicles. Basically because Dyson is good at making electric motors. Well, it's not currently on the level of Tesla, of course, because electric motors in a vacuum cleaner is obviously not as powerful as the ones in Tesla Model 3, Model S, but it's on the same. The patents, the core competence is the same. It's the same field. It's the same field of engineering. That is why Dyson is choosing this new direction of building electric vehicles. This is the first thing. The second thing is that Dyson has actually invested a lot of money into building batteries. So for example, just a few years ago, Dyson invested in this company called SUCT3, I think, SUCT3, for $90 million on its solid-state batteries. Personally, I think solid-state battery is still very far away. I think at least 5 to 10 years away from being able to be mass-produced in a mass-market electric vehicle. That is, I think, the first reason why solid-state battery technology will not be used. But this comes to show that Dyson has been investing in this field for a long time, and it also makes lithium-ion batteries. So that's also one of the core competences of Dyson that Dyson want to transfer to its electric vehicle company. Then the second question everyone wants to ask is that why is Dyson building its first electric vehicle company in Singapore? So as someone who makes technology videos on YouTube based in Singapore, I think my perspective is a really unique one. So basically the reason why Dyson wants to do this is, first of all, Dyson has a 1,000-man team, a 1,000-engineer team right here in Singapore. That is the reason why I used to work for them, because they already have the manufacturing plant in Malaysia, which is just a few kilometers away from Singapore, and they have their engineering and the R&D team right here in Singapore. So this is a location they're familiar with. They have been working here for the past few years, and they think the engineering team, the R&D team, the research team right here is of world class. That is the first reason why Dyson has chosen this place. They're familiar with Singapore. They want to expand on that. The second reason is that Singapore really has the world's best talent pool. world's best researchers, engineers, perhaps like myself. I graduated from a local engineering faculty. It's one of the world's best engineering school in the world. Third reason why Singapore is chosen is for its accessibility. Singapore is really situated at a very strategic location where you get access to Malaysia, 30 million people, Indonesia, 200 million people, India, 1.4 million people, 1.4 billion people, and China, 1.4 billion people. Singapore has, I think, free trade agreement with at least China and Malaysia. I'm not sure about Indonesia and India, but with this great accessibility, Dyson can really, get those raw materials perhaps for building electric vehicles from China, build it here in Singapore, and then using its great supply chain, transport all those electric vehicles back to China and sell it to China, and perhaps sell it to Malaysia, to Indonesia, to India. This is a market with the greatest potential, and I think Dyson has made a great choice for building its first factory here in Singapore, and I'm pretty excited about it as someone who's trained as an engineer and now working on my own company. Really, I think I can talk a lot about it on my channel, and I get to meet exciting people, perhaps from Dyson in the future, building electric vehicles. It's such a very exciting and cutting-edge new field that knowing what's going on in the world of electric vehicles, what's going on in Dyson's electric vehicle plant, it makes me very excited.